Yeah. Okay, joined now by Wichita State head coach Eric Wedge. Coach, just get your thoughts on the game, and then we'll open up to questions, please.
Well, we lost control early on, very similar to yesterday, but we did get ourselves back in the ball game, but just couldn't stop them. Our pitching really let us down here last couple of days. We give up 10 runs, 12 runs. It's hard to win those baseball games. So our guys showed a lot of fight, but we just weren't able to overcome that. And playing pretty good ball clubs, you're not going to get it done when you're giving up that type of runs.
Take questions from the Zoom. Just use the raise hand feature on the Zoom, and we'll get to you. We'll start with Bryson Turner, please.
Coach, can you go ahead and we know that Cameron By made the start earlier this regular season against UCF. What do you think happened? Like, what do you think these batters did that maybe got under his skin a little bit, considering how good he was earlier on in the season?
Well, and he was better overall early on in the season. And, he commanded all three of his pitches better. The fastball, the breaking ball, the changeup. He's kind of lost track of that as the seasons wore on. It's his first year starting. I think probably confidence has something to do with that too. Kind of goes back and forth when you're a young pitcher trying to establish yourself. So, but he had a nice year. He had a nice year for us. Just didn't finish very strong, but I'm sure he's going to learn from it.
Other questions? I'll throw the next one out, Coach. I mean, you mentioned having to go to the bullpen early, but also 0 for 7 with 2 outs and 1 for 13 runners in scoring position. Is it too simplistic to say that played a pretty big part as well?
Well, it all works together. We've done a pretty good job getting people on base this year. Where we have struggled with runners in scoring position, and that's something that we have to address in the off season. Something we have to address next fall. We played a lot of younger players this year. They gained a lot of valuable experience, and even today, throwing out there some young pitchers to gain some experience. So it's been in my the history what I've seen that really goes a long way the following year. Just like Cameron By last year. Or Chuck Ingram last year, and how they come back and contribute this year. So we got a lot of guys that cut their teeth this year that should help us be a better ball club next year.
Answer my next question then. If anything else from the group? All right, Coach, thanks for giving us a few minutes.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Okay, joined now by UCF head coach Greg Lovelady. Coach, we'll start with your thoughts on the game, please, and then we'll open up to questions.
Yeah, I'm just proud of the kids. They bounced back. We played terrible yesterday, and especially offensively, and just thought we had way tougher at bats, especially early in the game. Some situational stuff that we just took advantage of, and got good pitches to hit, and didn't miss them, and used the big part of the field, and just everything that we preach, we got away from, and we got back today. So I'm proud of those guys. Trent Taylor had a huge game for us. A bunch of quality at bats and a couple RBIs and diving catch, just did a lot. And then Rudy Gomez was huge. The biggest or longest outing of his career, in a back against the wall game, win or go home. So, those two guys really did a great job, but Rudy was awesome. Just came in, pounded the zone. Got himself in a couple issues with trouble and got huge pitches and double plays and survive in advance. Be nice to have a day off tomorrow and be ready to go on Friday.
Okay, we'll start with questions. We'll begin with Trace Twilko, please.
5 runs in the second, Coach. You jumped out early, and that set a tone for your team tonight.
Yeah. I think offensively, the guys knew that we needed more out of them, and they came ready to go. And obviously, Cameron's been one of the best pitchers in the league all year. So to be able to do it against him is just shows again the ability that we have. And we laid an egg, and it was good to see us come back and bounce back and be ready to go today. We just had a lot more energy, but we just had better quality at bats, especially when they were situational with runner at third base or runner at second base, moving them over, whatever the case was. We got some big hits, and Tom Josten gets a huge hit. Obviously, Trent had a bunch. So Noah gets big RBI, and then Jeffrey had a great game. So top of the order did great, and then obviously Michael and Trent too. So we just 1 through 9. We put together really good at bats. Just way more locked in, more energy, and just more quality at bats. And when you do that, you can put up a lot of numbers, crooked numbers, and we did a much better job of that tonight than we did yesterday.
Take the next one from Bryson Turner.
Coach, you talk about how Trent had a really good game. Of course, Noah's also had his moments. You celebrated their senior days recently. What does it mean to you to see these two seniors that have been around this program for so long make such impact plays during this time where those plays have very big impacts, maybe more so than in a normal game?
I mean, we need everybody to step up in this tournament. But I mean, obviously, guys that have played here, that have been in the program, that have the experience. You need those guys to really lead the way, especially with as many young guys as we have playing. So it's good. Again, we talk about trying to continually get better through the year and through your career. And obviously, where Trent and Noah have started and where they're at right now, it's just good to see that they've kept working and come up big for us here when we need it the most.
Back to Trace, please.
Coach, how do you evaluate Connor's outing, and what's the challenge of the stops and the starts that he's had to face over the last several weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to be consistent. Obviously he was going really, really well there, and then you just it's amazing where he started, and you want to see him get into midseason form and really start to make that jump at the next step, and just was unable to do that just through all the things that he's been through. And so it's like every time he tries to get going, it's like one step forward, two steps back. So it's difficult. I mean, I'm proud of him for going out there and competing. Like, no excuses, not going to make any. And he just went out there and did his best. And just obviously struggled a little bit with his command and walking four guys, which is just not his MO. And but it's tough. It's tough when you haven't pitched in a while, and it's not like you're just going into like you're getting sent down to the minor leagues to get a rehab start in or something like that. Like, you're coming back when the game is on, the season is on the line. And that's not an easy situation to handle and deal with, because it's just a lot of pressure. And again, you haven't been out there going through all this for weeks at a time like you would hope. I mean, you've been up and down and then just trying to get your feet back underneath you. And unfortunately, we just don't have time for that to happen. But again, he could have easily just tapped out and said, you know what, like, I'm good. Like, I'm just going to mail it in. And he wants the ball. And, again, I'm proud of him for that. And, hopefully he gets to pitch again this week and continues to get better.
Back to Bryson for the next one, please.
Coach, you now have that day off to prepare for your next elimination game, either against Houston or a rematch with Memphis. How important is that day off going to be to allow people like Sundin to be able to heal up a little bit? Saw him really cringing as he was making that run towards second, and then with these pitchers as well.
I mean, it's huge. I mean, we need the day off. We've been going at it. It's obviously been hot. And, guys are beat up at this time of year, and obviously in our program, they've been beat up a lot this year. So it is something that we desperately need for our guys to get off their feet and get some rest, and hopefully they'll be able to sleep in tomorrow, get a little practice in, but just a quick workout and just get guys moving around and get a lot of rehab and get hydrated and some treatment. And, we'll be ready to go on Friday.
All right, one more from Trace, please.
Coach, a little bit more about Trent Taylor, please. He did it at the plate, also in the field, and he certainly brought the energy with the dance moves. Yeah.
I mean, Trent, he brings a lot of energy all the time. I mean, he's on the bus before the game, just getting everybody hyped up. And but he's done his job. But we need more out of everybody in this week, and so it's good to see him step up and really take advantage. And again, makes that diving play, which was huge. And that's what he's in there for. He's really in there for his defense and to try to get on base and use his speed. He steals third base, ends up scoring. So his tool set is dynamic. Obviously we've tried to work on him to make more contact and things like that. But again, he's shown up every day and kept working and playing really good baseball today. We needed it.
Okay, we'll take one more from Bryson, please.
Coach, what do you want to see this team do they did tonight that they maybe didn't do in the first game when you end up playing on Friday? What do you basically need to maintain in order to continue surviving and advancing?
Well, we just need guys to step up. We need guys to get out there and just attack the zone on the mound, and then And then we just got to be the same offense that we were today. We got to be ready to go. We got to have that energy, that kind of killer instinct. We've got to be prepared, but bring that fight from the get-go. We can't let somebody else bring it to us. We're at our best when we're on the aggressive side, when it's on the bases or putting pressure on guys on bunting, taking our walks, doing all those different things, getting guys on the bases and creating havoc. Like, that's what we're really, really good at. And we can't do that from a passive standpoint. We got to be the aggressors, and we got to bring the fight to who's ever in that other dugout. And we got to be ready to go. And when we get opportunities to score runs, we got to take advantage of it.
Coach, appreciate the time tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoyed the
Appreciate
day
it.
off.
Staying out so late.
Thanks, Chuck. Hey, Bryson.